What's up, y'all? My name is Wisteria, and today I'm here to teach you how to become a better songwriter. If that interests you, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. So, today we'll be reviewing how to write more impactful verses. If you are a singer or songwriter, rapper, whatever it is, you understand how hard it is to write a good verse for your song. Writer's block is terrible. Sometimes it makes it completely hard to write a good song. You'll be writing and rewriting and rewriting, and it could be a lot harder to make music because of that. It is one of the hardest things of making music. As you might have seen in the title, what we're going to do is we're going to go over 3 simple steps to write better and more effective verses. And we also have an extra tip at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to find out about this extra but extremely overlooked tip. And yeah, let's get right to it. Okay. First thing we're going to look for, so actually before we even get into that, the song we're going to look at is one of my songs called Heartache. It's unreleased. We're gonna essentially listen to the song all the way through, and then after we're done, we're gonna break down each part piece by piece. We're gonna break down how I got into the content for the lyrics, how I got into my flow and specific pocket for my lyrics, and we'll even go over this feature that I got on the song. This singer Clara Shiani from Fiverr. I would highly recommend any producers who are looking for a singer to definitely hit her up. But alright, so there's 3 simple steps that we're going to go through. First step is figuring out your content and what you're going to be talking about in your song, right? A lot of the times, not that there's anything wrong with it, but figuring out your content and what you're going to write about is probably one of the hardest parts, but it is one of the most important parts because it makes your song not be so scatterbrained and just come up with lyrics on the spot. Which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but it does help make your songs a little bit more impactful, have some harder hitting verses, some harder hitting lines, when you know what you're talking about and what you're saying, and you believe in what you're saying, right? So yeah, let's get into the song and then we'll run through everything as a whole.
She's obsessed, the line on my back, kissing my neck, know what to expect, get my again, with all the respect, she loves how I dress, fuck all the advice, and she always making, so speak to me nice, give me respect, so guess I'm alright, yeah, guess I'm alright. To me in a room full of lust, speaking in tongues, now I don't know who to trust. I gave him my
think I'm obsessed. Keep begging, asking what's next. Can't shake that feeling. You're messing with my head. Boy, don't tempt me. I might change my mind and get you gone. You gave me praise, I still often have no more. Better be known that my love can heal a sore. So don't let go. That you're reaching for my attention.
All right, now that we went through the whole song, let's see. So again, first part of the song is really your content. It's what you talk about, what you say, um, what story you tell, right? Excuse me. And usually that's the hardest part. I would say a lot of the times what I do is I kind of mumble my way through it just to get a flow going, just to get something to, you know, just to get an idea of where I'm going lyrically. But yeah, so the reason why content is so important is because it's what carries the overall theme of your song, right? Like I was saying earlier, if you don't have an overarching theme to the song or a story or something to talk about, and that story doesn't have to be super lyrically dense or super deep or anything like that. If you are looking to talk about deeper subjects, such as, if you're a rapper who kind of sees like a Kendrick Lamar or a JID or a J. Cole or a Mick Jenkins or whatever the case may be, they're very introspective, right? So it can be introspective if that's what you're looking for, but it's not the end all be all. You can also tell a story about, partying all night and how you're just doing all these things when you're at a party. It doesn't have to be super deep. This is just to kind of help like an overall layout of what your content, just so you have an idea that your content should be one of the main things you should focus on when writing your song, right? Again, just so that you're a little more organized when writing it. Another thing I would say is flow. Flow is, if you're not really familiar with music, if you're just starting out, or if you're just kind of watching, I might have some family watching that doesn't really understand, might not understand flow or rhythm. Flow is kind of just, again, it's just a rhythm that you're telling your story. I think it really helps have a flow that fits with your song so that you can kind of have the overarching kind of pace that you rap or sing your song at, whether it's a R&B song where it's kind of a more laid back flow, you kind of just making it a little bit more, like I said, laid back, calm, cool, collected. Or if you're a rapper who again is trying to do that Kendrick Lamar, JID, very switching the flow, very dynamic kind of sound, that is also very important because if you have a very fast-paced flow and you're trying to get these words to fit into these pockets, you kind of have to understand what flow to use and where that fits, where your lyrics fit in that flow and in those pockets. Um, and it allows your listener to kind of follow along. It is very impressive when you do have extremely impressive flows, but it also could get a little, what's the word? A little, not jarring, but kind of draining. I know for the younger generation, they're kind of turned off by people who rap fast, who call it the lyrical miracle rap, like Eminem and all these other rappers who rap really fast, and it is impressive, but a lot of the times it's a little overwhelming, right? So flow could also mean the space that you're filling up, but also the space that you leave empty to kind of breathe or to give a little bit of a pause or break in your song. As you see, or as you heard in some of these songs, in some of these lyrics, there's like little, you see in this little audio file, right? You see kind of these little breaks, just so I could have a little bit of extra space. So we play this verse from the beginning.
She's speaking to me in a room full of lies. Speaking in tongues, now I don't know who to trust. I gave her my all, she gave me no fucks. She got me lifted by her love. Yeah, I gave her my all, and now I don't know who to trust.
Right? So when I had this
Fucks. Oh, she gave me no fucks.
I gave her my all and she gave me no fucks. I don't know if I could say that on YouTube. Hopefully, no kids are watching. But basically, that helps kind of create that space, that separation to where people can kind of consume this and it's palatable. Most of the time, if you get someone who's like very, very lyrically dense, even like a Kendrick Lamar who's also lyrically dense, or again JID, Mick Jenkins, J. Cole, they still add bits and pieces of space to break up the flow so that it's not always just rapping continuously or singing continuously. Even the best singers have spaces and breaks to where they can kind of keep you captivated in the song so that you're kind of like, what are they going to say next? And yeah, that's a big part of writing lyrics. Another essential part I would say is delivery. Your delivery and your flow kind of go hand in hand. Again, it does kind of connect with how you go in and out of pockets and how you flow and pace the song. But it is also how you use your voice in the song. So tonality is also a big part of how you can use your lyrics in creative and unique ways. Excuse me. So you can do this by singing or rapping in a very melodic way, just like how these new artists like a Travis Scott or like a Future or your Young Thug or any of these artists who are very melody driven rappers. Someone like Kanye as well. However you might feel about Kanye, a lot of his verses are very, very melodic, even when he's just straight rapping and not trying to sing a certain way. It's just the way he delivers it and the way he uses his voice to fit these certain pockets and to maybe do these weird vocal inflections that he does. Really helps keep the song interesting and captivating, right? That's why a lot of us love Kanye as a rapper. in his older stuff, maybe like something off of Graduation, like when he's singing the hook, it's like, good morning. All he says is good morning, but the way he says it helps captivate you, and it's very catchy. How you build catchy melodies is literally just that. It's like using your voice in a certain way and then adding the flow on top of it to fit a certain rhythm in a certain pocket. And yeah, delivery also helps kind of set a certain tone and helps evoke certain emotions to the listener. Especially, again, if you're writing more introspective stuff, I'll go more to like a Tyler the Creator on the song Safari. That's a very somber and very laid back, introspective verse. And if you see, I don't know how many of you have seen the videos of him talking about that song. He is speaking, he did that whole thing just one take. And for him to do that takes a lot of talent and it takes a lot of work, but it kind of gives you an idea of how emotion is conveyed and can be impactful even when it's not punching in and doing several takes in a song. Or someone like a Travis Scott and like a Coffee Bean. Again, more laid back, more introspective, but he still gives you a sort of emotion to where you can also feel what he's saying rather than it just being like a monotone delivery, which you can also do a monotone delivery, but using these little vocal inflections or using these little ways to show personality and show emotion do help a lot. All right, before we move on to that extra tip that can help your verses be more impactful, I'll have you guys comment down below. What do you think is the best written verse of the past 5 years? That could be in any genre, not just rap or R&B, but make sure to explain what made it so impactful to you, in your opinion. And yeah, just let me know. Also, make sure you drop that like. Now, here's the extra tip. I would say the last tip to consider is, especially if you're just starting out, make sure that the lyrics of the song and the beat have the same vibe. It does help. I know there's outliers like Outkast with Hey Ya, and if you're more on the indie pop rock side, Foster the People with Pumped Up Kicks, and maybe there's a whole lot more that I'm missing. Those are just two that I know off the top of my head. I would say if you're just starting out, match the content and the lyrics of the song and the overall delivery and flow, everything all wrapped in one. Make sure that kind of matches the overall vibe of the beat, because that kind of sets a certain mood that allows your listener to be in that world that you created. And it helps evoke, again, just like your delivery, it helps evoke those certain emotions and that certain feeling to the listener, and it helps it stick with them a little more rather than it being just this is a song where I'm just rapping these lyrics but you don't feel anything because there's no emotion and the beat doesn't match the overall emotion of the song. We have reached the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Again, my name is Wisteria. What I can do for you is I can teach you how to become a better songwriter. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Don't pick up the phone and just a call. Love